Welcome back, everyone. It is time for another Chicago real estate market update. We've got all kinds of exciting things to cover today. We're 6 weeks at this point into 2022, and the real estate market in Chicago area is not disappointed so far. I'm excited to tell you all about that. I'm also going to tell you why you should absolutely buy a downtown condo right now. All right, let's get into it, shall we? We're going to do the numbers in a second, but as always, I like to remind you, fill out that form below if you want to know what's going on in your community or your neighborhood, because the real estate market, it's finicky. What's going on over here might not be going on over here. So fill out that form below and we will send you a handcrafted report with information on the market of your choice. And feel free to ask us follow-up questions if you want to know, hey, is it better to be a buyer or a seller in this market? Hey, I've got this type of place, or I'm looking to buy this type of place. What's that mean for me? You can ask us that. Just put that information into the box or reply to the email that you get back from us. We'd be happy to walk you through it. All right, let's do the numbers. All right, let's start by checking in on median prices in the Chicago market overall. They're up 11.1% year over year. No real changes since November, but it's been a slow time of year, so we don't typically expect to see a ton of appreciation the last couple months out of the year. In Chicago, they're up 5% to $335,000, which is where they've been since July. Okay, so a lot of appreciation in the spring last year, and since then in the Chicago city market overall, things have kind of leveled off a little bit. And in downtown Chicago, they're up only 1.7%, a number which again hasn't really gone anywhere since April. Moving on to the demand side of the equation, we like to look at how many homes go under contract every single month. So comparing January to last January, downtown Chicago just had its best January on record. It was up 19.6%. The city overall was up just a bit under 1%. Not a big change, but still good enough for its best January on record. Zooming out to the market overall, the number of contracts was down about 10%. Still 10% better about than January 2020, but down compared to last year. Now, this could of course be because of the number of homes for sale. Let's roll into that. Overall, in the Chicago market, there were 35.9% fewer homes for sale in January than there were of January last year, when there were already very few homes for sale. Okay, so almost nothing to buy out there right now, and that's been a common refrain for the past 18 months or so. In the city of Chicago, there's been a 33.1% decrease in the number of homes for sale. That's also an all-time low. And in downtown Chicago, there's been a 43.6% decrease year over year. So that's the biggest decrease percentage, but this is very much not an all-time low. It's the lowest since 2018, but the last time we had any kind of meaningful seller's market downtown was back in 2017, when there were about 1,200 homes for sale by the end of January. So inventory's come down a lot downtown, but it hasn't fallen to the level that the rest of the market has, not even close. Which brings me to the topic of today's video, which is why you should buy a condo downtown right now. So you can see that home prices started to go up a little bit in May of 2020. But I think this was mostly due to what types of homes we're selling, i.e. bigger places that are more expensive. And that can pull your median price up. Just because more expensive places are selling, it doesn't mean that those places are getting more expensive. Now, if we zoom out to the whole Chicagoland area, you can see that that market was up 19% over the same time period. So why is that? Do people just not want to live downtown anymore? Well, let's go back and look at that demand side of things that we were looking at just a second ago. So let's look at the market overall first. You can see here that demand is insanely high, but it's actually been tapering off a little bit for the past 6 months or so. Now, I think that that could have something to do with the fact that there's just not that much to buy out there. But either way, we do see that demand spiked quite a bit, and now it's tapered off a little bit. Zooming back in on the downtown market, we see the same thing. Okay? It took a little bit longer to get there, but we are well above the peak of demand that was previously set back in 2016, around the middle of that year. So lots of people want to live downtown. In fact, if we zoom in further, we do see that this isn't quite uniform, but the trend holds up. West Loop and Streeterville, you can see that we've reached some significant all-time highs versus River North and South Loop, where things are much better than they were 18 months ago, but not quite as significant of an increase as the other two that we just talked about. Gold Coast is kind of in between there as well. So if everyone wants to live downtown and interest rates are super low, why aren't prices going up? What's with that? For the answer to that, we're going to look at month supply. So this isn't exactly the supply of homes for sale. This is a measure of the number of months of supply that we have in a market. So real quick, how this works is if in a market you have 90 homes for sale and every month 30 homes sell, you've got yourself a 3-month supply. Okay? That's how it's calculated. What you really need to know, though, is that anywhere between a 4-month to a 6-month supply of housing is considered to be a balanced market. It's not really a buyer's market, it's not really a seller's market. Above 6 months, and that's a buyer's market. Below 4 months, certainly into the 3s and 2s, that's a strong seller's market. So for a little context here, let's look at the month supply for the market overall versus the market downtown. Right now, as of January, we had a 1.7 month supply of homes for sale in the market overall. Folks, that's a glacier meltingly low number. And if you compare that to the downtown market, we're sitting at a 6.5 month supply of homes for sale, which, if you remember from just a second ago, is a buyer's market, okay? So the reason that prices aren't rising is because there's still so much for sale. So why should you buy right now? Well, let's look at those numbers a different way. Here's a line graph of month supply in the downtown market. What's that doing there? Yeah, it's headed down pretty fast. Why is that happening? Because of all of that demand that has come back over the last 18 months that I just showed you, okay? So the market is imbalanced right now. This isn't gonna last. Downtown Chicago is the only place that you can still negotiate the purchase price of your home as opposed to fighting off 3 or 4 other people like you have to do in every other part of the market. Downtown Chicago might be one of the only buyer's markets in the country right now. Again, this won't last. You should buy a condo downtown right now because you're going to get a better deal on it, you're going to have a better experience while you're buying it, and your values are going to go up. Eventually, this thing is going to turn itself inside out, and we're going to have a seller's market downtown, which means prices will increase. Now, I think the increase in interest rates will probably tamper that a little bit. It's not going to be gangbusters like it was in the suburbs for the past couple of years, but it's still going to go up. I have an announcement for you. Last week, Center Coast Realty was acquired by Elmdale Partners, who operates the largest Century 21 franchise group in the world. We're all very excited about this, and I can't wait to tell you about all the fantastic things we're going to be able to do with the backing of our new partners. But the most important thing you need to know is that we're not going anywhere. I'm going to still be doing these market updates every single month. Brendan, Jasmine, Scarlett, Rob, and Dave are still going to be helping you make moves in Chicago and the Chicago market. So thank you for watching over the years. Thank you for being a part of this success. It means a lot to us, and we're looking forward to showing you what we can do next. That's all I've got for you today. Again, every neighborhood is different, so fill out that form below with your name, email, and the neighborhood or community that you're interested in, and we'll give you the lowdown on the market in that area. I've been Mike McElroy. We can't wait to see you next month. We'll see what this crazy Chicago spring market is doing. Check back then. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like. And we'll see you back here next month with more on the Chicago real estate market.